YouTube viewers, Rectangular back with another haul video. And as you can see, I got the second wave of the Monger series from Marvel Legends / Hasbro Iron Man 3 movie figures. So I just recently saw Iron Man 3 yesterday, which was Monday, and it was a huge disappointment for me. It wasn't even so much the comic book inaccuracy. It was just a lot of Tony Stark and very little Iron Man being Iron Man in the suit. And yeah, there were so many things wrong with that movie that I don't think I'm going to be buying it. And I really hope they don't use Shane Black again. He really had no business writing that movie, and directing, I'm sure he would have done fine directing it, but he and the other guy who wrote it, huge bummer. So anyway, enough of my geek crybaby noise. So I could really care less about the two armors, the Mark 42 and the Colonel Rhodes repaint War Machine. I'm glad at least they did that in the movie. They just called it a repaint. You know, calling a spade was much better than trying to make it the actual Iron Patriot. And I'm still hoping that Fox will do some sort of partnership with Disney so that we can actually have Norman Osborn in a future film, and have the actual Iron Patriot and see some Dark Avengers or something. I'm hoping that maybe eventually Disney will be able to buy out Fox on the whole licensing. Really, Disney needs to own all their properties, you know, all the Marvel properties, and I'm hoping someday that will actually happen, but oh well. So I did actually buy two Ultrons to use as downgraded army build from my Marvel Select Ultron. So fortunately, I've already sold the Mark 42 and the Iron Patriot armors to a gentleman on Facebook, so I wanted to hurry up and show those in package before I rip them open. And I already have a deal pending for the second head for Ironmonger. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother showing them out of package. Shartimus Prime, Sean Long, Seha Man, a bunch of different people in the community have already shown these figures out of the package. So it's not really worth my time when those guys have done good reviews already. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on. Probably at the end of the video I will show Ironmonger assembled, so look forward to that. Okay, let's move on to the next item. Okay, so here we have the figures out of the package. Wasn't really going to do this, but since this will probably be the last time I ever touch these movie figures, then figured, might as well show them off a little bit. I actually just sold these to a gentleman on Facebook, so they will be going into a package as soon as I'm done shooting this. Anyway, I think if you liked the movie and you liked the look of these armors, they're pretty decent movie figures. Pretty much on the Mark 42, it's very similar construction to the new Heroic Age Iron Man that came in the wave prior to this one. The ankle pivot on it is pretty awesome, I have to say. That's very nice. These shoulder pads are kind of soft, flexible, so I think that's nice that they don't get into the impede the articulation too much. And I think they did a good job with the paint scheme. I know that in the pre-production it looked like it was more of a tan or khaki than it is gold, so it looked better in the movie and looks pretty decent. I think this is very accurate to the way he looks in the movie. And it's got a pretty decent ab swivel on there. Of course, no ab crunch. And I don't want to move him too much because I don't want to scratch him up because he's already sold. But you know, if you liked the look of the armor, it's not a bad movie figure. You know, it's pretty typical as the rest of the movie figures we've had in the past. I would say it's probably a little better because of the ankle pivot than a lot of the previous movie figures that we've got. Same with this thing. Man, it's really stiff. It's got a really stiff ab on him. I don't like this figure at all, and right out of the package it does have a blemish on the back of his leg, so apologize for that, but you can't blame me. That is on Hasbro. The cannon is pretty cool. It's nice that they gave you the option to put it on either side, and rotates really well. I think if you mess with it too much it might get loose, but they did a pretty good job, especially staying true to the way the figure or the character looks in the movie. I'm a big fan of War Machine and was really disappointed to see this paint scheme, but oh well, that's the way it goes. And of course we've got the repaint of the Titanium Man turned into Ultron. Mine had a little extra material here that I had to shave off, and notice that the tip of his teeth, if you want to call it teeth, his mask, his helmet, it's got some extra red on there, so I'll have to touch that up with silver, and it's actually bleeding outside of his mouth, that's pretty bad. It's sloppy, but it's Hasbro. What can you do? Yeah, it's pretty small, but I actually got two of these, and get some more plastic stuck there so that I can have a semi-army build. I'm hoping that these will eventually be peg warmers and that I can grab one for less than $16, which is typical retail price at places like Target and Walmart. And yeah, every time I see these boots, you know, I'm a kid from I grew up in the mid to late 70s and early 80s, and every time I see these boots I think of Kiss. I can't remember which. I know all of them had platform boots at some point, and it's either like Paul Stanley or Gene Simmons. One of them had these really ridiculous boots with like teeth at the bottom, and that's what I think of every time I see these. And of course we have the Monger, and pretty happy. One of the spare head I sold to actually traded to a gentleman on Facebook, and they both had paint issues. This one actually has a really dark visor. The other one, the visor was a little bit better, but the mouth was not entirely black. Fortunately, the gentleman trading it to is a customizer, so I'm sure he could fill that in with black. And I haven't decided if I'm gonna try to add some more red. I think I probably will, just because he looks like one of the Cylons from Battlestar Galactica, the original series that I grew up on in the early 80s, late 70s. And yeah, much happier than I thought I was going to be when realized how small he was, but would have liked it to be a little bit bigger. But I am going to be getting some more Iron Man armors soon, and he's going to go really well fighting against those. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the next item. So just very quickly for comparison, just wanted to show the 3 incarnations of Ultron that we have. Of course, on the far right we have the best version, which would be the Marvel Select. Then we have the new Kit Bash Ultron from the Titanium Man mold. And then we have this failed abortion Ultron from, I can't remember if this is a Toy Biz or a Hasbro figure. I'm gonna guess Hasbro, and am I right? No, it's Toy Biz. So even Toy Biz made some lousy figures, boys and girls. So anyway, one thing else I wanted to point out is the inconsistency on the paint on these figures, is pretty common with most Marvel Legends, but you can see how bad that overpaint is on the red, and it actually has some red on the shoulder pad as well. But yeah, they really went overboard on that one, where this one doesn't look bad, although the antenna is a little bent on this one. Hopefully if I heat it up enough it will stay in place, but you can see that this one turned out pretty well paint wise. So yeah, have an Ultron party. Alright. Next up we have the one and only Mole Man. Now, I've been hemming and hawing for a while on whether or not I really wanted to get Mole Man, but you know, after spending so much money on my Fantastic Four collection, I decided I really needed to get this figure. So I had been watching a few on eBay and didn't really want to pay what he was going for, so found a friend on Facebook who was selling this guy, and got a pretty decent deal. Probably spent maybe $4 more than I wanted to, but I guess he's starting to become harder and harder to find. Haven't had the luck that Bob the Odd and AJ Frost had finding theirs. I think they found theirs at thrift stores or comic book shops loose for I don't know, between like $2 and $6 or something ridiculous like that. I think Bob's was missing the staff, and he just made a staff out of a wooden dowel, and that turned out great. So anyway, this guy's really dusty, and I haven't gone through the trouble of cleaning him up, but kind of think it adds to his character. You know, he does live underground, so it actually looks good, all covered in dust. So I probably won't even end up trying to clean him off. It just, I think, adds to the realism, especially since there's no paint shading, I don't think, whatsoever. Obviously I would have to clean him up a bit if I wanted to add some paint shading, but then if down the road, if I ever decide to sell them, some people don't want a custom, but more likely I'll probably just keep him forever. I might try to put like a brown or gray and black wash on his cape, just to add a little bit more character to that. And I don't know, I might do the same thing here. Just, it's really reflective, you know, it's just hard, really hard green plastic. It does have some sculpt detail, which is nice. It's good that they at least added that. He does have peg holes. The articulation is very simple. You know, this was from the Ronin wave, and most of those figures are pretty poorly articulated. It was kind of the end of before Hasbro closed shop on Marvel Legends for a while. Things were not going too well. See, I can't even. I'm probably gonna have to heat this up, so I'm too afraid to bend it. I mean, those knees, I don't know how much they even bend. Seems like you should be able to, there you go. I don't think you can get more than that out of the figure. You know, it's not like Monger is climbing walls or anything, but there's not a whole lot of articulation. I can see why it's not a favorite figure of most people, but I am a huge Fantastic Four fan, so had to have him. And working on some Moloids at the moment. Wish I could remember the guy's name who just submitted his round 2 video in the tournament, because he did an awesome, probably my favorite display of round 2 with Mole Man and the Fantastic Four, and really excited to see what he does for the next round, because his first round video was decent, but man, he really stepped up his game for the second round. So hopefully I will go back and look up his username, and I'll add a link to his channel and in the description below, so look for that. Alright, hopefully you guys liked the video. Please share with your friends, leave a comment below, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thanks. Bye.